So a very good afternoon to all our viewers and welcome to a new edition of Inside Egypt, where we bring you all the latest news, all prepared by our reporters and correspondents here at Now TV International. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. President Abdel Fattah AlSissi received on Monday his Singaporean counterpart Tony Tan, who arrived earlier in Cairo in a three-day official visit. The official talks between the two leaders, which stressed on the importance of boosting bilateral relations, was followed by a joint press conference. We have more details with Now TV's correspondent Linda Abdel Latif.
President Abdel Fattah AlSissi received Singaporean President Dr. Tony Tan at Al Palace, where the welcoming ceremony took place. At the beginning of the meeting, President AlSissi welcomed the Singaporean president, emphasizing that Egypt is looking forward that such visit will be a great and an important step in strengthening the Egyptian-Singaporean relations. The president also spoke about the importance of increasing trade exchange and investments between both countries. The president also presented the efforts done by Egypt to achieve economic development, which includes the mega projects that are being implemented, on top of which is the development project at the Suez Canal area, which provides promising economic opportunities for Singaporean companies. President AlSissi also said that he's looking forward to making use of the Singaporean expertise in the fields of port management, water desalination, besides education, technical training and transportation. For his part, the Singaporean president expressed his happiness for visiting Egypt, adding that it is his first official visit to the Middle East since he took office. Tan also added that Egypt is Singapore's oldest friend in the region and was among the first countries to recognize Singapore's independence. The Singaporean president also hailed the steps taken by the Egyptian political leadership to support stability, achieve economic development, and attract foreign investments to the country. Tan also discussed with President AlSissi increasing mutual cooperation in the fields of infrastructure in light of the projects that are being implemented in Egypt. In the light of that, Tan said that he's being accompanied by a delegation of businessmen to get to know closely the investment opportunities available in the country. The Singaporean president also expressed his appreciation that Egypt welcomes hundreds of Singaporean students to study in Al-Azhar, adding that Al-Azhar is a minaret for knowledge and great Islamic civilization, especially that all Singaporean muftis graduated from Al-Azhar. Tan also hailed the efforts done by President AlSissi to call for coexistence and tolerance among religions and for consolidation of citizenship values, stressing on the keenness of both countries on fighting extremism. For his part, President AlSissi emphasized on the importance of increasing cultural exchange between both countries, stressing on Egypt's readiness to increase the number of Singaporean students studying in Al-Azhar, with the aim of spreading the real image of Islam and fighting extremist ideologies, referring to the importance of mutual cooperation to achieve that. The two leaders also agreed on the continuous coordination between both countries in international events concerning the issues of mutual concern, and also agreed on continuing communication and mutual visits. The visit of the Singaporean president to the country, which coincides with the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Egypt and Singapore, comes within the keenness of both countries to strengthen relations on all levels. And such a visit is the first by a Singaporean president since 20 years. Linda Abdel Latif, Nile TV International.
Prime Minister Sharif IsMAIL said in his address to the Parliament on Monday that the government has taken a number of measures to address the economic crisis. He said the government will not succeed in overcoming the crisis without the support of the people and their representatives. We have more details in this report.
Minister Sharif IsMAIL said on Monday that Egypt is passing through difficult times, adding that the government alone will not succeed in overcoming the crisis without the support of the people and their representatives. The Prime Minister added in his speech before the House of Representatives that the government has taken a number of measures with the help of the Parliament to address the economic crisis. IsMAIL said that the government has a program for economic reform which has been introduced in the government's program. The Prime Minister said that the industry sector is supported with £6 billion, adding that the central bank will take measures regarding the pound exchange rate. IsMAIL said that the government is working to develop infrastructure at an unprecedented rate through a number of projects in the fields of electricity, oil and housing. The Prime Minister added that the government is seeking the help of the armed forces because the armed forces have higher ability to carry out things. The Prime Minister also addressed the House of Representatives about the causes that led President to extend the state of emergency in some areas in North Sinai for 3 months starting 31st of October 2016. IsMAIL said that the decision aims to root out terrorism and cleanse Sinai from terrorist groups. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister noted that Egypt and many countries are exposed to the phenomenon of climate change, and every 50 years a major climate change is happening, such as Egypt is facing these days. He said that torrents in Ras Gharib city have not occurred since 50 years. The Prime Minister also pointed out that Egypt has enough stocks of sugar for a period of 3 months, adding that during October 250,000 tons of sugar were distributed.
The oil ministry has signed a memorandum of understanding with its Iraqi counterpart to pave the way for Egypt to import oil from Iraq. Oil Minister Tariq al-Mullah was quoted by MENA news agency as saying the agreement will open the doors for developing oil cooperation with Iraq. His Iraqi counterpart said that the agreement prepares the way for wide cooperation, including on Iraqi oil exports to Egypt. He said Iraq offers Egypt the opportunity to invest in 12 Iraqi oil fields. We have more details about the Minister of Petroleum's visit to Iraq in the following report.
Egypt's Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq al-Mullah met on Monday with Iraqi President Fouad Massoum in the Iraqi capital Baghdad. Egyptian Ambassador to Iraq Ahmad Hassan Darwish attended the meeting. Massoum praised the historical relations and strong links between the two peoples, stressing the importance of supporting bilateral economic relations, especially in the field of the oil industry. He also called for more Egyptian oil companies to operate in Iraq to benefit from their long experience in this field. Mullah said his official visit to Iraq aims at strengthening and increasing cooperation between the two countries in the oil and gas industry activities. The Egyptian minister also met Iraqi Parliament Speaker Salim al-Jabouri, where the latter stressed on the support of the Iraqi Parliament to any agreement between the two countries. Meanwhile, the Egyptian parliament approved 6 draft laws to license Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources to seal contracts for oil and gas exploration and development in different parts of the country. The draft laws include bills to authorize the minister to sign a contract with the General Egyptian Petroleum Corporation and to explore gas in Western Karun in Western Sahara. Another bill includes the launch of gas exploration in the Shakir Development Zone in the Gulf of Suez.
The current conflict landscape is increasingly complex with a multiplicity of conflict types, actors, dynamics, as well as different motives, and the political motives are often mixed with extremist ideologies. This challenges the existing norms and approaches to peacemaking and peacekeeping. Now TV's Mona Suelab attended the 2016 African Union retreat entitled Mediation Practices and Contemporary Wars, which recently convened in Sharm el-Sheikh. Let's take a look.
Minister of International Cooperation Sahar Nasr and Minister of Finance Amr Garhi.
I was very keen on participating in this event.
Security and Stability recently convened in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh, the City of Peace. The retreat was titled Mediation Practices and Contemporary Wars. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri delivered President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's speech at the high-level retreat.
This retreat is a very important occasion for the special envoys of both the African Union and the United Nations to assemble in one place and to be able to interact in this form of setting, to exchange views, to exchange experience, and to elaborate steps that can be conducive to resolving the many conflicts that they are responsible to undertake.
The event was organized by the African Union Commission and the Cairo Center for Conflict Resolution and Peacekeeping in Africa, CCPA, founded by the Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1994.
We consider that terrorism is certainly the threat of this century, of our generation. We are very active in dealing with this phenomenon that is also linked to the criminal economy, and thereafter bringing huge challenges to the continent, including this issue of migration today, where our youth are really dying every day in the sea.
The 2016 retreat focuses on how to coordinate efforts among special envoys and mediators from international organizations like the African Union, the Arab League, the European Union, and the United Nations. It discusses the role of preventive diplomacy before the rise of conflicts. It also highlights ways to ensure an effective role of the UN Security Council, as it is unable to maintain international peace and security, including protecting civilians in violent conflicts, as in Syria, for instance.
I'm sure we will come with strong resolution, because we have strong men also in this room. And those strong men, we want their voices to say no to injustice, no to violence to our women, and we have to stop it. So we count on this retreat in Egypt today to say we end violence in Africa, especially violence against women.
The African Union Retreat is an Egyptian initiative that started in Cairo in 2010 and was also hosted by Egypt in 2011 and 2012. The 2016 retreat is the first to be organized in Egypt after the resumption of Egypt's membership in the African Union in 2014, and was the result of major efforts by the Egyptian Foreign Ministry and CCPA.
It's very important to create a Libya in unity, with a united structure, not with this fragmentation we have right now. And the Libyan political agreement, which has difficulties in implementation, but difficulties are everywhere, this is without alternative. It has to be implemented. The Presidency Council and its institutions have to be strengthened. And Egypt is a partner in promoting this Libyan political dialogue ahead, has been a partner right from the beginning when my predecessor negotiated the agreement. And I had meetings in Cairo yesterday, and it's great to see such a big solidarity.
Over 120 participants exchanged expertise on the multiple ways in which mediation practices can and must adapt to the changing nature of contemporary conflicts in Africa. There are guarantees that the 2016 retreat would not end up being a mere academic exercise.
To prevent that it will be an academic exercise only, you have seen the list of participants. There are many practitioners. These are special envoys, special representatives of the African Union, of the Arab League, of the United Nations. They are sitting here around the table, and I think they are the guarantee that the academic ideas, why not, that the brainstorming ideas, why not, that they are translated into real action.
This event, organized by the African Union and Egypt, falls within the framework of a series of initiatives aimed at silencing the guns in Africa by the year 2020. From the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh, the City of Peace, this is Mona Swalam for Nile TV International.
Egypt ranks 88th for electricity production in the World Bank's 2017 Doing Business report, progressing 56 places up the rankings from last year's. In a statement, the Ministry of Electricity and Renewable Energy said the improvement has resulted from a number of measures taken to improve the country's ranking. We have the details.
World Bank's 2017 Doing Business report said that Egypt jumps up 56 ranks in World Bank electricity production list. A statement by the Electricity and Renewable Energy Ministry praised the support provided to the electricity and renewable energy sector by the nation's political leadership as well as the Ministries of Defense, Petroleum and Finance in overcoming power outages since the summer of 2015. According to the statement, the ministry succeeded in adding 6,882 megawatts by 2015, of which about 3,632 megawatts were in accordance with an urgent plan. The ministry also completed electricity production projects totaling 3,250 megawatts as part of a 5-year plan to construct power stations. The statement added that the ministry has addressed grid bottlenecks and adhered completely to the maintenance work plans of electricity networks, which resulted in raising the efficiency of power stations during 2015-2016 summer season. The statement praised the Petroleum Ministry for providing sufficient fuel to run power stations nationwide. According to the World Bank's Doing Business website, the Getting Electricity report tracks the procedures, time and cost required for a business to obtain a permanent electricity connection for a newly constructed warehouse.
That, ladies and gentlemen, wrap up today's edition of Inside Egypt. My name is Enjamir. Many thanks for joining us.